Are you a deviant? You know, like those of us who binge watch serial killer programs, laugh at the stupid stuff people do, and revel in anything adult? Well, you found your people. Join us as we crack open the doors to padded cell and release the insanely stupid, the weirdly wonderful, and those who choose to live outside societal norms. We delve into the strange, the macabre, the sexy, and the outrageous. So, if you're a deviant, then you have your place with us in the padded cell. Let's go, yeah?
Yeah.
That's on, that's sort of switched on today. Hello and welcome to episode 132 of the Padded Cell podcast. And today we've got Kev.
Hi, everyone.
On camera.
Yeah, I know. First time. Can you believe it? Oh, my God.
You get to see him in real life with his moustache.
Me tash, yeah.
So they've heard your dulcet tones so far, but they've not actually seen you recorded. So
Now they see my ugly mutt.
Oh, shush. But what they do need to see is your T-shirt.
Me T-shirt. There we go. Can you see that?
Yeah, it's fabulous, isn't it? He's very hairy.
Yeah, I like him.
No, that's not that's a compliment. He's a hairy fairy.
He is a hairy fairy. Berry hairy fairy.
A berry hairy fairy. Love
That's
it.
it.
Love it.
So, but he's getting a bit worn now. So I need to find another one.
Oh, I might be able to design you one and print you one because I've got me T-shirt machine over there.
Oh, now there's an idea.
That thing there that's covered up is my T-shirt printer machine.
Ooh, don't tell me that.
So
You'll have a list.
I can print out any design you want.
Ooh.
I've got loads of T-shirt ideas, very offensive ones that I wouldn't want to necessarily have printed elsewhere because they're that offensive.
Mm-hmm.
But I can do them on my own. Just walk around with really offensive T-shirts on that I print myself. But on some of them, I won't put the Padded Cell podcast on because of that offensive.
I've seen one online that I quite like the look of, but I don't know if I could get away wearing it.
Oh, right.
It says, break my hole, not my heart.
You could. Fuck it. In certain circles, maybe not. You know, maybe not in church or at the school gates.
The school gates. Can you
School
imagine?
gates.
That'd be hilarious. I'd do that, though. I would do that.
You would.
I would. Before we start,
Go on. Oh.
I've got something for you.
Thank you. Told you, didn't I? Suck out.
How small have they got?
It's actually really shiny as well.
I polished it.
You actually polished it?
I polished it.
Did you just do that, or did you give it
No,
a
I gave it a
old-
good old thing with a microfiber cloth.
Oh, microfiber cloth?
Microfiber gives it the best polish.
So gay. Fucking polishing me apple with a microfiber cloth. It's pink as well.
And it's been washed.
Thank you very much. I mean, they are quite small, but...
They're tiny now, apples. I don't understand. They used to be like that.
Right, we're going to move on because we're wittering already, aren't we?
We are.
And the big news... I mean, I've talked about this loads after we're leaving the club. But the big news, this weekend, we had our leaving party.
We did.
Didn't we?
Yeah,
And
you invited me along.
it was really, really, really good. What did you think?
Well, I didn't venture upstairs.
No. Neither did I.
but it was a really good night. Fantastic atmosphere. To see you with a load of people that you've known over the years was absolutely wonderful. And your speech brought a few tears to a few people's eyes. Yeah, I could see it happening. Which was really nice.
Didn't. I think I've shed me tears.
Yeah.
Not that there was many. I have had some tears, but I've actually shed more tears running townhouse, just with like stress and different things in the past couple of years. So I think I've shed all the tears I'm going to shed, and it's no just because it's the right time and it's exciting. You know, the new chapter. I don't feel sad. I think the tears when I've shed them, it's not sadness, it's memories.
Yeah.
More than anything.
Yeah, reflection.
You know what I mean? Reflection. Yeah.
Yeah.
And on Saturday, I thought I was going to whinge. But because there were so many people that we knew from years ago, you know, some of them have actually worked out. One couple we've known for 20 years.
Wow.
And they're absolutely lovely. Loads of people I've known for years. And it was just more that, just like the reflection on everything. But I was like, no, this is a great night with all my mates that we haven't seen for years. Reflect on the good times. But it was happy, good times, and it was just great. And so I didn't have tears in my eyes because it was just, I was high on the happy side, just seeing everybody again, and they were telling me about stuff. And even when I did my speech, even though the words were quite emotional, it was almost like a positive, like, look at all the things Townhouse has seen over all these years.
Well, all the
know?
images that were coming up on the screen as well.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, some nice photos coming up from there.
It was a great, great night. And Jim stayed as well, so about 1:45.
Normally Jim goes for, no matter what we do, he goes out the door, doesn't he?
Yeah.
10.
Early. So he stayed as well, looking very dapper as well.
Yeah, all
very,
suited
very
and
dapper.
booted, wasn't he?
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, that
He
was
was
it.
snogging everyone.
Oh, he always does. He always does. He's terrible. He's loose-lipped. I'm telling you. He offers them out to anybody. He doesn't. No, he doesn't offer them out to anybody. But once he gets on one, and there's people in there that he likes, that he starts handing the kisses out, and that's it. And occasionally, if the lady offers, he'll bury his face in a cleavage or two as well.
Good on
And
Jim.
go. He loves it. He loves it. So yes, that was our party. We're all over and done with now. Where that side's concerned, I've got one more on the 1st of May with our fetishists. We've got a leaving do for fetishists. Got a big scene planned with Happy Harry. Really good. Well, apart from that, it's a week today.
A week today.
Till we go. It's a week today.
Can't wait.
Can't wait. So yeah, there you go. And the other big news that we've got coming up, because you're not going to be here for a little while, it's a big birthday of yours. Look at your face.
Fuck off.
Fuck off.
Yes, I'm getting old.
Are you going to say how old you are? 40?
No.
So he's not as old as me.
Yet. Yes, it's my big 5-0.
It is, and do you know what? It comes to the best of us, and I keep telling you that it's not that bad.
No,
It's
but
just-
I'm waiting for the day when it turns and I can legitimately be a cunt.
Well, I said this to you, didn't I? You become intolerant.
Yeah.
And I think you're intolerant anyway in your 40s, but when you get to 50, like I said to you, your intolerance is exposed to the public and you're not afraid to share it and show it. Come and join the cunt club.
Well, maybe not.
It's so much fun. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, like figuratively, not literally. I would never ask that of you.
But I'm not going to be here for it.
You're not. You're going away, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm taking myself off to Gran Canaria to
On
go
your own ease?
on my own as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take some time off and go and party.
That's it. Go a party.
See
yeah.
my 40s out and then regret my 40s in my 50s. Yeah.
But at least you're starting your 50s on like, a good innings, aren't you?
Yeah, and I'll be in my happy place as
Yeah.
well. So it'd be nice to see how the place has changed. See some old friends that are still out there, which
Yeah.
will be quite nice. So yeah,
Good for you.
too right.
Is it a week here for 5 days?
5 nights.
5 days.
Yeah.
Lovely.
I wasn't allowed to go for a week.
Well, the fact that you're being allowed to go out for 5 days and you're leaving a
but you
child
know, this-
behind and all that.
The vile bitch has now turned around and said, "Why didn't you book a week?" And I said, "Because you said I couldn't."
So I want lots of pictures. I don't need evidence of everything that you get up to.
Yeah, I'm a good boy.
Just photos of the beach and drinks and nothing else.
Do you want those photos on the beach? Because the gay beach is
Yes.
nudist.
Well, it's a little bit inappropriate, but yeah.
Done.
Send me a package or two. Right, so we're going to move on. So, before I do, today is my nan's birthday.
Oh.
You know how much I love my nan.
Yeah, God rest
I think she
her
would have
soul.
been 95, I think, today. So 23rd of April is today. But this is going out on the 30th of April. And quite a few little things were going on this day. But one of them, I thought I'd just bring it up and just see what your thoughts are.
Okay.
It's not controversial. It's not naughty, saucy. It's just one of these things that me and Jim have talked about quite a lot, and I want to get your opinion on it. So, very briefly, on the 29th of April, Hitler married Eva Braun,
Right.
his long-term girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah. On the 30th, they died. They committed,
So on the 29th and then the 30th.
30th, yeah. So basically, they got married knowing that It's probably
he was
going to
kill themselves. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think she was cyanide and he shot himself, I think.
Yeah.
And then the bodies were supposedly dragged out, put into the ground and set alight. Do you think that happened?
Yes.
Do you think he's dead?
Yeah.
100% categorically.
Yeah.
Have you seen any programs, research, or anything around
No,
Hitler?
but I just don't think that they would have let someone like that live without going on trial. When you see how they put everyone else on the trial at the Nuremberg and everything, I don't think he would have been allowed to disappear.
Okay, so there's a program out there. I'll have to ask Jim what it's called. It's about a 6-parter, I think, something like that. And a whole load of academics, scientists, historians, architects, all sorts of different people have come together over many years to research what happened that night in the bunker. And if there was a possibility that he didn't die that night, because the reason being is that we know that there's ex-Nazis, or was, in Argentina,
Yeah, in
South
Patagonia.
America.
Yeah.
We know that. We also know that some German scientists, maybe not necessarily call themselves Nazis, but I'm sure while they were working, they had the swastika on. They have worked with the US military and NASA.
Well, weren't they responsible for actually finalising the atom bomb?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we know that a lot of Nazis have gone on, or German scientists, etc., have gone on to do trailblazing stuff. Actually, we know some have been in hiding. So this team of people over years have looked into the possibility that Hitler also made out because there's been sightings. So not necessarily caught and gone onto trial, but could he get out of that bunker, basically. When they looked at the blueprints, there was a hidden entrance exit.
Right.
I can't remember exactly where it was. Let's say the back of the building. Went down. And this door, this entrance exit, led to a tunnel. And this tunnel went straight underground, quite a long way, to a train station. And that train station then went on to an airport and all that. And what they've done, basically, they've traced how he could have possibly escaped out of there, who the people could have been that were burned, what route he may have taken, who could have possibly have helped him along the way, because not something you can do on your own, and where he actually could have ended up in the end. And I'm not going to go into it. I'll try and remember what the programme is, or I'll ask Jim, and I'll let you all know what it's called, because it's really interesting. If you're into your history, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to debunk anything or like, oh wow, sensationalise Hitler's alive. I mean, I hope he's rotting in hell right now. But I'm really fascinated with the technology we've got now and the knowledge. When they take things to pieces like this and really analyse it
the forensic
and put
side
another
of it.
spin, it might not be true. It's a possibility, and I quite like theories like that when they really dig into them and they make you think, God, that's actually possible. Even if it didn't happen, you know?
It's possible, but I don't think it happened. I think the truth was out there that he committed Harry and went.
So Jim and I have had this conversation because he's really into this. Jim's big into his history. A lot of people don't know that. And he retains history. He doesn't retain anything essential, but he knows dates. He knows all sorts of shit about Alexander the Great, Egyptians, all the world's wars. Fucking insignificant wars. All up there, Kev. But important shit, like when he booked his barber appointment for. No. Anyway. So
you'll remember it in 20 years' time. Yeah.
So when we've been talking about this because we were interested, and Jim does believe that this could have happened because he's watched lots of other stuff and read an awful lot of stuff around the Nazis escaping.
I believe it could have happened. I don't believe it did.
He does. He thinks it has. Whereas I don't think so at all. But without the forensic evidence on the bodies at the time, which was not available,
that's right.
We can't know categorically.
And we'll never know.
And we'll never know. We'll never know. But I just thought I'd bring it up because this is the day that Hitler and Eva Braun killed themselves, and it is still debated today amongst certain circles. Anyway, I hope he is rotting in hell.
Absolutely.
So from one rotting corpse to another. Well, maybe not quite so rotting corpse, but they became a corpse in the
Yeah.
end. So, have you heard of a drug called crocodile?
No.
Okay, so crocodile, what do you think that sounds like?
Well, it obviously sounds like the little monster that lives in a pond.
A crocodile?
Yeah.
Pond, rivers, all
Everything,
sorts.
lakes.
Do you know when you get to Florida, there's fucking crocodiles like just living down the road from estates and everything.
They're in the
isn't it?
sea
Because
in
it's swamp.
Australia, you know.
I can't believe that. Somebody told me that recently. I was like, fucking crocodiles in the sea. I would
Up in
not.
the Kimberleys.
And do you know, I'd love to go to Australia. We have loads of Australian watchers and listeners as well. And I think the Australian personality, we watch loads of Australian programmes as well. I was literally just saying last night, do you know what? I fucking love Aussies. But would I go and live and work out there? No, I fucking wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't too.
Everything
Spiders,
wants
snakes,
to
everything.
kill you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no
Yeah,
way.
and now they're killing little bastards to go into places where they shouldn't be going to kill us, like the sea.
Yep. Oh no, they've always been in the sea.
There's more of them, isn't there? I think they're
breeding well.
They're breeding well.
Yeah.
The conditions are just right, aren't they?
But you can do a cruise that takes you into the Kimberleys and you can actually see the crocs and everything in there. It's like incredible.
They're getting everywhere though, aren't they? Anyway,
And they're massive.
they are. I've seen crocodiles and alligators up close actually. When I went to Jamaica years ago, they had are they called caimans?
Caimans,
They
yeah.
had them as well. We went down the Black River.
Yeah.
In Jamaica, and we saw loads. And I was like, and some of them are fucking huge, absolutely huge.
But these sea ones are,
I believe the big crocodiles aren't
Big.
they in the sea?
yes, big. Like dinosaur type big.
Wow. Right, you haven't watched the episode I did with Barry.
No, but obviously I've watched the one you did with Andy.
Andy, so you saw the fish.
Yes, which is called
Go on,
a coelacanth.
coelacanth. I prefer our version.
It's coelacanth.
Anyway.
But yeah, I did see the fish.
So, crocodiles.
We're going off on tangents as well. At least I'm not talking as much as Andy did. Bloody hell, he never shut up.
I know, but he was on one, and you know, he's looking at the cameras as well, and he's like that.
Yeah, I
Pointing
know
at
he
the
was
cameras,
very
he was
Andy,
getting
wasn't
well
he?
on his
Very
groove.
Andy.
So funny. Giving those little wipe. So, back to crocodiles. This is a drug. Crocodile, it's a drug that came out around early 2004. Well, funny enough, around April 2004. It's a bit grim, this. So any of you eating out there, just put your butty down for a minute. In parts of Eastern Europe and Russia, this drug started circulating. Now, its actual name is desomorphine or desomorphine. So you've got an idea. It's like a codeine-based
Yeah.
morphine derivative.
So it's like a heroin based.
Yeah, not quite as strong, but they did things to it. I'm going to tell you now. But people did call it crocodile instead, and I'm going to explain that as well. So it's usually homemade.
Mm-hmm.
It's made by cooking up codeine tablets and mixing it with things like petrol, paint thinners,
Just give him the recipe,
iodine.
Vic.
What are you talking about?
Here's one I made earlier.
Well, I'm not giving you how much, you know, the parts of. I'm not saying like mix 2 codeine tablets with 500
Crush
mils
them.
of paint stripper, mix it in well, mix it with love. So, anyway, so paint thinner, iodine, all that you can mix in with it. And you inject it. But it shouldn't be injected, obviously, but people do. And the high is very short, but very intense. It's like, bam, and it's like, almost, I think DMT is quite similar.
Right.
The effects of it are not the hallucinogenic things you get from DMT, but DMT is quite short-lived. This is the same. But that means that people keep doing it again and again and again. I mean, I hate to say it, but, you know, as a midwife, when I was training, I was on the nurse side. You did see people come into hospital, track marks, you know, heroin addicts. It's not just the bruising on their arms. It's almost like the skin looks like it's necrotizing.
Yeah.
When they're using the same area quite a lot.
It's awful, isn't
It
it?
is, yeah. Anyway, so this isn't just very, very addictive. It's destructive. The chemicals, because they've got so many impurities in there, they cause like really bad damage to blood vessels and tissue and organs. And the skin starts to break down. And this is why it's called crocodile, because the skin can turn green and then black, and in severe cases it literally starts to rot. and the skin starts to take on like this scaly reptile appearance as it's going green, and before it falls off. So that's why the little colloquialism is that it's called crocodile, because people start to look like crocodiles.
Like someone's handbag.
Oh, yeah. And there's also lots of documented cases where people lost fingers, limbs, and bone became exposed. They were literally
So
rotting.
it literally goes to gangrene.
Literally rotting while they're alive. It sounds
Why
like
would you do that to yourself?
Well, do you know what? I mean, both know what addiction's like, and that need, that high, that escapism for whatever demons you're escaping from. You know, it must be that good, it works that good that they need it again and again and again. And the detrimental effect it's having on their body, it doesn't make any difference. It's worth it to them. So yeah, that's the worst part. People keep using despite the amount of damage it's doing. So as you can imagine, the decline on this is really quick, and people tend to die in 2 to 3 years.
Wow.
Because their body is literally rotting, and people call it a zombie drug.
Yeah, I can see why
Because of
it'd be called that.
So they're still alive, but they're losing weight. They're becoming like really gaunt. Their colour is changing.
Yeah, they look like zombies.
And there's like flesh rotting. You can see, I've seen a picture and you can see like teeth. It's rotting in the cheek. And if you watch The Walking Dead, that's exactly what they look like. So it's called a zombie drug. It's nuts, isn't it? Absolutely nuts. Anyway.
I'm going to have nightmares tonight, Vic.
So, I'm going to move on very quickly from that one. Have you ever heard of a guy, I hadn't heard of him, called Casey Kasem?
It rings a bell, but I don't know why.
It might ring a bell because of what happened to him, but I didn't know who he was and what he did. So he was a radio host, a very well-known radio host in America, and I think it was in California.
Right.
And he used to host the American Top 40 radio show.
Okay.
Who was the one that did ours?
Oh, God.
Fox.
Yeah, Neil Fox, wasn't it?
Foxy.
Fox.
Dr. Fox.
Yeah.
Did you used to record the Top 40 on a cassette? I think everybody did that, didn't
Yeah.
they? So he was that guy. And very, very well known. His voice was instantly recognisable. He's been doing it for that long. But by 2014, he'd become really, really ill. And he was suffering from a condition called the Lewy body dementia. Dementia, you ever heard of that?
No.
Lewy body dementia. So whereas you lose your mind normally with dementia, body dementia, yes, you can lose your mind, but also you almost forget how to use your body. Like you forget, your brain forgets. This almost is like your body forgets what to do.
So forget how to lift your hand and breathe.
So you can't really communicate.
Yeah.
And you become very vulnerable. Almost like somebody who's had a stroke and is very, very, very reliant. Mm-hmm. The difference with a stroke, though, is that your brain knows exactly what it wants to do, but your body will not cooperate.
Yeah.
Whereas with this, it's the body and the mind. It's not very nice. Anyway, as if that wasn't enough, folks, there was a family dispute building around him. This guy's still alive, but very poorly. So on one side, you've got his children from a previous marriage, and on the other side, you've got his wife, Jean.
Right.
And they don't agree on anything to do with his care. This guy now is in a position where he can't care for himself. He needs to be in a facility. There's so many families in that situation as well. Yeah. And so they can't decide on where he should be cared, who should be caring for him, who should have access to him, who should be making decisions, so power of attorney. Yeah. And it escalates into this massive legal case. There's all sorts of public accusations, loads of media attention, because he's a
big
celebrity.
Big celebrity, isn't he?
Yeah. And on the 30th of April, the court stepped in, and a judge ruled that his daughter should be allowed to see him. He'd been poorly for a long time, and this court case had been going for a long time. So on the 30th of April, she's like, great, I can finally see my dad. Sounds straightforward. But it's not, because when she went to go and see him, he went missing. He's not there.
Really? Oh, for God's sake.
Nobody knows where he is. He's been removed from where he is. He is effectively missing. One of the most recognisable voices on American radio is now missing. How does this happen? Anyway, this happened because his wife Jean had moved him.
Yeah,
she was that bitter.
Yeah.
She moved him out of the state without informing anybody from the rest of the family. That's how bitter she was. How hateful have you got to be towards people to go to that length to stop him seeing his daughters?
Yeah, but it's hurting him as well as the daughters, you know?
I mean, okay, he's got dementia. He might not be able to fathom what's going on, but we know that people have lucid moments.
Absolutely.
And so in those lucid moments, who's to say? You know, he's not thinking, where's my daughter? Where's my daughters, actually? So, you know, you've got a court order for access to this man whose location isn't known. And so this turns into a full search. Police obviously get involved, legal teams get involved, authorities are trying to track him down left, right and centre.
And of course, if he's across state, then it's a completely different ballgame, isn't it?
Different jurisdictions.
Yeah.
Is it a crime? Not necessarily. Because they're fighting over, like, who's got power of attorney over him. At the moment, I don't know anybody's got power of attorney over him. So are they taking him against his will? I don't know.
Kidnap, yeah. Ooh.
Anyways, media obviously were following every development because he's a lot of a media personality. He's eventually located in Washington State from California.
It's not that far.
I know, but it's a fucking long way. It's not like here to Manchester, is it?
No.
You know what I mean?
It's more like here to Bavaria.
It's a plane ride.
Yeah.
She's took a very, very, very sick man across state lines. You know what I mean? Cunt. Anyway, so by this point, obviously the damage is done. So it's gone from like a private family dispute, a nasty, nasty private family dispute, to now a very public spectacle.
Very public one, yeah.
Very public spectacle. And I get the feeling, I could be wrong, that it was the wife that was making it a bit more of a thing and the children were fighting against it. I don't feel like they created it, but I really could be wrong. When I was doing reading around it wasn't quite clear. Both sides might be as bad as each other.
Yeah.
But I get the feeling it's the kids were like, look, did you see our dad? And she was like, no, and would go to any lengths to stop it. And obviously she did.
So you don't know if there's been a thing where he's fallen out with the kids in the past before he got dementia?
I was trying to figure out, is it something that, let's say, it was my dad who had dementia, and his wife knew that he'd fallen out with me.
Yeah.
And I was trying to get access to her, and she was like, well, no, because he didn't have anything to do with it for years before he died. So get to fuck.
Yeah.
You don't know. I couldn't find that out. So I want to try and keep it balanced, but you know, when somebody takes somebody out of state, I'm like, a judge has said, yeah, it's okay for her to see this man. She's overruled the judge and took it upon herself.
Exactly.
To go out of her way.
She's broke the law there.
To stop the daughter seeing their father and breaking the law and kidnapping. You know, she's basically, anyway, yeah, she's causing all kinds of murder, and I don't understand exactly why. I couldn't get to the bottom of it. If anyone knows a bit more about this story, maybe someone who's actually in America who remembers the story at the time, I'd love the gaps to be filled in because I just couldn't quite find it. The media, even though they were following every development, it was more about what happened to him after he'd left, after he'd been taken, rather than what caused it in the first place. So fill in the gaps if you know.
Make a good movie as well.
It would. Anyway, it doesn't end there. He died a few weeks later after being moved. June 2014, this happened in April 2014. And you think it would bring some kind of closure, but it doesn't because it escalates again.
Again?
Yeah. So the argument this time is not about who can see him where and when, it's about where he should be buried. Where he should be buried, who has the right to decide. And at one point it got that bad that his body was kept in cold storage for quite a while.
Wow.
Because no agreement could be reached. What's wrong
Poor
with
chap.
people? So without full consensus from the family, his remains were transported out of the United States to Norway.
What?
Yes, Norway. Because his wife had connections there, apparently.
Oh, for God's sake.
But obviously this move raised more questions, legal complications, jurisdiction issues, disputes across countries, across continents. You know, for a period of time, even after his death, there's confusion over exactly where his body is. You know, this poor guy spent decades being listened to by millions of people, a voice people trusted, instantly recognisable. At the end of his life, there's this uncertainty around him.
Yeah.
It's absolutely
God.
nuts, isn't it?
God.
I mean, I know that families can be bitter, and we don't know all of the history.
facts, yeah.
We don't know, but that's extreme, isn't it?
That is extreme.
You know, it wasn't good enough moving him out of state. Then when he died, that he moved the remains out of the country.
Into Norway.
I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing because it's incredulous. You know, how hateful have you got to be to actually go to that sort of length? It's nuts, isn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
She can't bury
nuts.
him, and she can't even bury the hatchet.
No, absolutely nuts. So there we go. I'm going to give us one last final on this day.
Okay.
Have you heard of Monica Seles?
Yes.
Have you? Gone, who is she?
Monica Sellers.
For those who don't know.
Oh, hang on a minute. Who is she?
There
I
we
have
are.
no. I have
Lion,
heard of
little
her.
toe rag.
No. I have Monica Sellers.
Hang on, which is this?
Tennis player.
Very good. I didn't know she was. Bit of ASMR.
Was she the one that was
You're
stabbed
getting
in
in the
the
way
back?
of me fucking ASMR here.
Sorry.
Oh, okay. The gas has already been let out because he was gassing.
Sorry.
She was.
Yeah, stabbed in the back at was it at Wimbledon?
It was.
Yeah.
Anything else you know about the story? Save me talking about it. Actually, it wasn't in Wimbledon.
It wasn't Wimbledon. Right. Okay. So she was stabbed in the back, and it was a stalker.
Not quite. It was a bit of a crazed fan,
Is that stalker?
but not of her. It wasn't a fan of her.
Oh. It was the fan of the other person she was playing tennis, and they did it so that they would win.
Who was? Can you hear the brain cogs turning? I can. Rusty Owl fucking cogs they are, nearly 50.
I want to say Hingis.
No. So, I'm going to fill in the gaps for you.
All right, you tell us. Go on.
But only briefly, because you were there,
Yeah.
basically. So,
Have I shocked you?
Yes. I shouldn't be shocked, really. I think you've told me before that I think you like tennis, don't you?
No.
Or don't you?
Can't
Who
stick
was I
it.
talking to who liked tennis then? Don't know. Okay, that's just information that you had stored in there for just this time.
I just love the bit where they go straight set.
That you know nothing about whatsoever.
No, of course not.
Right, so 30th of April, 1993 this was.
Right.
And it was in Hamburg. The tennis
Right,
match in
okay.
Hamburg. And at this time, Monica was the number one.
Yeah.
She's the number one in the world. And she was sitting during a break in the match. Just a normal moment. And out from the crowd comes a man, quite calmly, not rushing. Doesn't seem to be standing out for any reason at all. Very calmly approaches, leans over the barrier and stabs her in the back,
Yeah.
as you quite rightly say. It happens in seconds. Seconds. People didn't even realise it happened. She's just sitting there like, and he gets off. And then obviously she's like bent over, blood. People start screaming, she's bending forward. And he doesn't try to run, he's restrained immediately. And then you find out why. His name is Gunther Parch, and he's obsessed with Steffi Graf.
So it was Graf, right? I didn't know whether it was Graf or Hingis, so there we go.
That's the motive. He believed that Monica was basically in the way of Steffi Graf reclaiming the number one title once again.
She needs to do it on her own merit, not by default.
Well, that's why we have crazed fans, is it? They don't think straight.
God.
Anyways, but she survives.
Yeah, she did survive.
Physically, but mentally. You know, you think about when you think of these tennis courts, it's a sport. Everybody's there to watch the game, to feed off the energy,
Yeah.
to enjoy the atmosphere. I'm sure she felt almost safe there amongst people who are rooting for her and rooting for her
100%,
opponents.
yeah.
It's not somewhere you'd expect to be stabbed.
No.
You know, I mean, let's say football matches now, they can be, you know, very boisterous, loud. People can get injured, bit of fisticuffs maybe, you know, people get a bit irate. But even so, correct me again if I'm wrong, I can't think of many, if any, football matches where somebody's been stabbed.
No.
Do they have, like, the metal detector things in matches they do, don't they? Have to walk through a metal detector?
You're asking me?
Okay, I think they do.
You know,
I
I've
think they
actually
do.
been to 2 football matches.
I've been on stadium tours, one of the Everton stadium tour, that was really good, and they did have metal detector things
Right.
there, but it's a brand new stadium, so I'm assuming.
Yeah,
other
I think
ones do.
they've brought them in now because there was an incident, wasn't there? Now, forgive me if I'm wrong. This may have been Wimbledon, but there was a young tennis player, wasn't there, who there was a stalker in the crowd, and she asked for them to be removed. The match was stopped.
That's right. Yes.
And that was literally like 2-3 years ago.
It wasn't long ago at all.
Yeah.
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 Well, this bloody poor lady, you know, she was actually attacked at this thing.
Yeah. I can remember the incident and the footage of it. Yeah.
But going back to what we were saying, she must have felt safe, in that arena, if you like, with all them people and, with the course and everything. It's your safe space.
Yeah, 100%. And she would have been so focused on the match as well.
Game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she wouldn't have seen that coming. Anyway, so the attacker, he doesn't go to prison.
What?
He receives a suspended sentence and psychiatric treatment.
Oh, he obviously had a good lawyer.
On the grounds of diminished responsibility due to mental health issues. Do you believe that somebody should get off like that because of mental health?
No.
Yeah, if she'd have died, that's murder.
Yeah, exactly.
Never mind that manslaughter, diminished responsibility and all the rest of it. He took a fucking life.
Yeah, he went there with a knife to do something and
Intent.
he did it. It's intent. Yeah.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
And he might have demons in his head telling him stuff, but his hands still held the knife and
he still did the act.
plunged
That's
it in,
murder. Yeah.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, I've got a lot of sympathy with people with mental health problems, but at the end of the day, when you take a life, mental health problems or not, you shouldn't receive a suspended sentence. She didn't die, but she fucking could have.
Yeah.
And she didn't die, but she stepped away from tennis for 2 years. And if any of you out there have been passionate about a sport that is your life, that is torture.
It was her life, it was her career, it was everything. Yeah.
That'd be torture.
Yeah, it would.
I mean, this is nothing like it at all. But when it tore me hamstring and I was running and I'd been training for a marathon, I'd run one. It tore me hamstring and I couldn't run for about 7 months. I went stir crazy.
Yeah, you do.
I went stir crazy. All I could think of was getting back out there, pound to the pavement, get me fitness back, get me mental health back on track. This is a professional tennis player, never mind, like a fucking hobbyist like me. Professional tennis player, obviously her income's going to be affected, but also just like her day-to-day life, the training, the people she comes in contact with, just the routine
and she'd
of life.
always be looking over her shoulder.
And exactly, that I was going to come back to. And from that day on, she'll never, ever trust that space, that court, that arena, ever again.
Never.
That safe space has been taken away.
Yeah.
She'll never trust that space and the people in it ever again. And this guy got a suspended sentence.
And not just her, other people as well
Yes.
will always be wondering now.
Yeah.
Always be wondering.
Of course he will. So it caused outrage, the way it has done with us. And it did change things. It didn't obviously change anything for her or the guy, but it changed the sport. Security increased, barriers improved. And I think they do have scanners going to Wimbledon now. But unfortunately, the idea that athletes were safe on court was gone forever. No matter what changes they put in place and implemented, it was never the same again. And there's still people now who are still looking over the shoulder and stuff like that.
Especially if they've got something.
If they've got a stalker going.
Exactly.
It's going to be a bit bum twitching for them, like, isn't it?
Yeah.
I know. I chucked it over there, out of camera shot. Oh shit! It is the right one.
Could you imagine?
I thought I'd put chuck my itinerary then as well. Oh, right. Before I move on to a segment, I'm going to do a little jangly bit.
Okay.
Do a little jangly bit and a question to you.
Right.
It's a silly one because it's a jangly bit. If your pet could suddenly talk for 24 hours, would you be excited or terrified?
I think a mixture of both.
Yeah.
I think a mixture of both. I'd love to have a little chat with him.
What do you think? What do you think the conversation would go like?
Well, I'd love to know first of all if he could chat whether he's got a little Mexican accent. He's a Chihuahua, isn't he?
He's a Chihuahua.
Could
you imagine a Mexican accent coming out of your jack?
Hey there, Mr. Kevin.
Oh my god!
So he's a little Chihuahua, and I think he'd have a little Mexican accent. So I'd love to have a little conversation with him, and I'd like to ask him a few little things about why he doesn't do certain things.
Like what?
So at the moment we've been having the hall and stairs sort of like done with the panelling and everything. So we've now ripped the carpet off the stairs,
Right.
and we're sanding down those, ready to sort of like get them painted and then put a runner down. And so they're just bare wood now, and he won't come down them.
He mustn't like the feel on
That's
his
what I think it
paws.
is. So he'll go up them at a push. So in the mornings, when T brings my coffee up and takes his toast upstairs, Nacho will follow him up the stairs. But if you just go up the stairs, he'll stop at the bottom of the stairs and he'll start crying and needs to be picked up and carried up the stairs, and he won't come down the stairs at all. And he'd rather stay up there whining than trying to come down the stairs. So I'd ask him that. But yeah, of course, there's certain things I don't want him to be able to talk about.
This is the thing, because especially dogs, they like to watch you when you're doing certain
And it's
things.
uncomfortable, isn't it?
It's very uncomfortable.
Very uncomfortable.
And so if my dog, if I still had one, could all of a sudden start to talk, I would be very nervous about what it came out with.
I think if you knew that your pet could talk, you'd treat it like a child, wouldn't you? And you'd make sure that it didn't see what it...
Yes. I think I'd be saying, right then, bastard, seeing you can hear
the
me,
kitchen.
understand me, and you can talk back, we'll have a little chat about boundaries. So, when I'm shagging, no, you can't come in. When I'm having a piss, no, you can't come and watch me. Please don't lick your arse when I've got company. When I put your dinner down for you, don't turn your nose up. Be grateful, because I'm poor.
Exactly. And put your lipstick away.
Put your lipstick away. And when we've got company, don't be doing that all the time, asking for something, coming up in my face, breathing in my face, attention-seeking little fuck.
And clean your teeth.
You're a dog. Be a dog. Okay, you've got a voice now. You can understand me, but you're a dog. That'd be my conversation with our dog. It would be better setting some house rules while I knew it could understand me and talk back.
Too right.
Yeah. It's the thing. Luna used to always love to come in the bathroom and watch me while I was pissing. I think it's a bit of a detachment thing in the end because she wasn't well. But if I shut the door and I was in there a little while, I'd hear on the door.
Nacho's the same. Nacho's the same. He'll come in and you stood there having a pee, and he'll put his little paws up on the toilet, and you're like, get down! He's like looking up at you like that.
Very, very cute.
Very cute, but annoying.
Yeah, I mean, see, I don't really go for little dogs in general because I think little dogs can be a little bit annoying.
Yeah.
I think in general,
But
really.
full of character and personality.
But that's the thing, they're full of personality. I think little dogs are a bit more hard-faced. And so if you tell them off, sometimes just go. There's like the biggest fuck you glance.
Absolutely.
I mean, we've always had big dogs, but we had a little dog, and we had a little dog as well. She had a little Yorkshire Terrier, and she was like the feistiest. She also had an Alsatian, big Alsatian. And the little dog ruled the roost over everybody.
Absolutely.
Not just the other dog,
Yep.
the whole house.
Same with ours.
Penny, her name was. She was a lovely little dog. But she had this little, he used to annoy the fuck out of me. But God, she was feisty, really feisty. And if you did something wrong, like one day she rolls in a dead pigeon in the park. I remember my auntie going, Penny, no! And the dog, mid-roll, just went like that, looked at her shout and just went, and just carried on rolling. But it was the face though, Kev.
Yeah.
It was almost like,
fuck you.
it was like,
Yeah.
Is
Whereas
it
the
gonna listen to you?
Alsatian would look
Shit.
like mortified that it's been
it
told
would
off.
cower,
Yes.
wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But little dogs, even if they are yappy little fuck, they have got a great personality. It's all just this little dog syndrome. It's like, no, you can't bully me around.
So when Nacho he's not doing it as much now, but every now and then he'll get the horn. You know, he'll get the little horn on, and he finds T's foot. So T will be sat on the chair like this, and next thing you know, you'll see his leg doing this, and you'll look down, and there's Nacho there going. It's on T's foot, right? And you just know what's going through. It's like, Nacho foot,
Imagine if he
yeah,
actually
absolutely.
said
And his
it
little
then.
face. I just want to see him with a little Mexican hat on, and just honestly, he's so funny, so funny. And you go to take him off, and he'll go. And you're like, no, it's mine. I'm having it, right? And his lipstick is about that long.
Like
It's
the dog.
huge. It's huge.
So his penis is not proportionate to his size then?
No,
Fucking hell.
no. Honestly, he's very well endowed.
Could you imagine though with a little sombrero on? But if he did talk, if he had a Mexican accent, that would just be perfect.
But that's what he has to have.
He'd
He
have
has
to.
have it.
He'd have to. He wouldn't have an accent like yours because he's been listening to you all these years, unfortunately.
Yeah.
He's lost it. He's lost his Mexican accent.
Mexican Scouse accent. Not Scouse as Andy, though.
Oh, gosh. Do you know
Goosing.
what? Oh, my God.
Goosing.
I mean, he said goosing to me loads, and it always makes me howl. It's the way he says it. Goosing. He said once, he said, I'm coming in the club tonight as a customer, hoping for a goosing. It was the first time he'd said it to me, and I went, Andy, a goosing? I went, yeah. The way he does. I'm like, goose. It's not exactly like, you know, I'm not here to be fucking romantic, am I?
Oh, God. He's so funny.
He really
is so funny.
But I've been obviously doing reels and everything for these videos, and I'm doing everything myself now. So I put them into like an auto caption thing, trying to work out what Andy is saying. The AI just goes like, your guess is as good as mine.
Sit like Andy now, look. Hang on. Yeah,
Do you know what? I'm going to do a very quick main segment. Have you ever heard of hex and nacht?
No.
Okay. Do you know what a hex or a hexen is?
Well, hex is like a curse, isn't it?
Okay, so to us, a hex is a curse.
So Nacht is night in German.
It is. And so a hex is a witch, or a hexen is witches.
Right.
So hex and nacht is witches' night.
Which is night to Halloween.
No. This falls on, it's also called Walpurgis night.
Right.
And it comes from something which I'm going to tell you about in a minute. But if any of you haven't seen this, you need to see. And you need to go and have a look at this. So on Hex and Nacht, all across Germany, but in certain areas, there's a whole load of people dressed as witches who get together. And they do like this. It's a big, big festival. And have you seen... what's the programme on telly? Grimm.
No.
Oh.
Brothers Grimm?
Yeah. It's called
I've heard
Grimm.
of it. Right, I've not seen it.
Okay, because there's a thing in there called a hexen beast.
Right.
And a hexen beast looks like a witch, but with slightly rotting skin.
They've
and they
been on
can
the
change
crocodile.
their feet. Yeah, just like that. They can change their features to look normal, but when they strip it back and they look like themselves.
Right, okay,
you
so
can
they
see
put a
it
spell
all.
on themselves that make
Yes.
them look normal, but then, okay.
And one of the hexen beasts in it is like really quite fit. So when you see the witches at Hex and Nacht, they look very similar to the hexen beast.
So it's called
in
Grimm.
Yeah,
You
you
just
gotta
said
watch
one of them's
Grimm.
quite fit, so Grimm.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, there's a few male fitties in it. In fact, the main guy in it's all right.
Yeah, I'll be
I mean,
adding
he's
that to my
straight up,
list.
doesn't really matter, does it?
I love witches things though. Like
Oh, me too.
I can't believe they've cancelled Discovery of Witches. I was loving that.
They've actually cancelled it.
Well, it's not-
I've been waiting. Well, the last series took ages to come out. There's
Yeah.
like 2 years in between the series.
I think it's been about 3 now,
It's
hasn't
been
it?
a while, like.
I think it's been cancelled.
Oh, who's the main guy in it? He's fucking gorgeous.
Oh, he is. But he's been in a lot of other stuff
He was
as
in
well.
a BBC thing recently. That
And he
was
was
really
in The
good.
Crown.
He was.
He was in Downton Abbey as well, I think.
He was. But as the vampire in Discovery of Witches, oh my God. And do you know, he's not my type. He's quite tall and very slim.
It's the way he plays the part. It's the character that you
It's the
like.
character.
Yeah.
And the way he looks at her. It's the eyes. There's a way... I mean, it doesn't really matter what he looks like because he's not my type. It's the eyes. The way he's looking at her, he loved her so much. Like, literally his eyes were reaching into her soul. And I was like that. Oh. He had me. He looked at her, but he was looking at the camera. And I was like that. Bite me.
Daniel Craig, move over.
Exactly that. Move over, Dan. Count Vlad has taken your place. I don't know his real name. Anyway. So, witches, Hex and Nacht, and all the rest of it. I thought, where does this come from? So, people gather in the mountains of Brocken in Germany, been through there, who either believe they're witches socially, or people who just like, you know what, I like hanging out with witches, like you. You eat your biscuit, love, it's all right. And it's like a supernatural rave. Please look this up.
There's some dances that I've seen them doing, and they're all in like a group, and they've got brooms, and they all look different, very, very unique.
Okay.
And they do this like this hex and knack dance around the broom.
I've seen that.
It's fucking brilliant.
I've seen that, and they do it to like really good sort of like music. Yeah,
Yes.
it's really good.
They're really good, and they make them. Some of them make themselves up to like they've got warts and everything, like
Yeah.
proper like haggard.
I have seen that. It looks fantastic.
It's really good. So there's dancing, rituals. It's like chaotic, basically. There's all sorts going on, and there's feasts. Apparently, deals with the devil and all that kind of thing. Very, very wild. Right up my street. Anyway. Where does it all come from? It's folklore, comes from folklore, and it comes from a belief that witches are real, obviously, that they're active, moving amongst us. And this was where we're going to go on to the Würzburg witch trials. Have you heard of this?
No, but I've been to Würzburg.
Okay, me too. Been through. So, Würzburg. We often think of the Salem witch trials or even the Scottish witch trials. If you're interested, I've got an unhinged episode on the Scottish witch trials.
And there's some not far from here as well,
Yeah.
over in Pendle.
Pendle Hill. City very, very haunted in Pendle. Now, some people do know about the witch trials in Germany, but not so much. And actually, it was prolific. It was bigger. The Salem witch trials, it wasn't as big and prolific as this. Not as many people died in those witch trials as people are led to believe.
But it's inspired so much, hasn't it?
Well, it's inspired a lot, and actually, it's kept it in people's minds, which is something that we should not forget. It's one of those things that should never have happened, should never forget. And Salem keeps that alive.
It does,
if you like.
It was just a way to persecute women.
It was. Now, even though these trials, they did happen around April, in the 1600s, and there's so this link with Hexennacht. Actually, the trials went on for quite a long time. There's some quite significant trials around April. That's why I'm bringing it up, and why the festival is kind of linked. But it went on for a long time, and actually, in Würzburg, hundreds and hundreds of people were killed. Unlike Pendle, Salem, Scotland, you're probably talking about a couple of hundred just between those. In Germany, hundreds, prolific, entire communities, children, local officials, even priests weren't quite safe.
Well, the thing is, if they killed the mother, they'd often kill the daughters.
Because it's familial.
Yeah.
So nobody was really safe, to be honest with you. They were tortured, obviously under torture. They'd admit to anything to stop the torture, but then they'd just be killed anyway.
Yeah.
But what was happening here, so many people were involved, they were tortured terribly, and they were told to snitch on other witches and to stop the torture and just die. They would they'd agree to anything, and they would name anybody. And so everybody was getting named in this.
Just to get it over with.
Just to get it over and done with, which started a chain reaction across Germany. And there was a quote by a guy called Friedrich Spee, and he was actually there at the time, and he said, under torture, people confessed to anything, and so the trials fed themselves.
Yeah.
So they were never short of names, because the way they were torturing people, they were giving out any old name just to make it stop, and then they'd go and hunt them down, they'd do the same. That's why there was so many people killed.
Wow.
Yeah. So there's this interesting link back to Hexennacht because, like I say, there's some quite prolific trials happening on and around the 30th of April. And the stories that people told around these trials around this time have continued and fed on to Hexennacht, to the confessions, the gatherings, the supposedly accusations of gatherings around bonfires, rituals, that kind of thing. And this is all now transposed onto Hexennacht. So even as the 1600s this was going on, this community have kept it going to keep it spoken about because so many people died. It spread over such a large area. And so Hexennacht is now celebrating what was once feared. It's not around Halloween because it's not. It is a pagan festival, but it's not linked to a pagan season, if you like. They are using this time of year rather than October, just to give a little nod to all them men, women and children who died during the witch trials in Germany.
So men were killed as well. What, were they meant to be sorcerers then?
Yeah. And that happened in Salem and Scotland.
Right,
Men were
okay, I
killed
didn't know
as
that.
well. If you look in the records in Salem especially, there's 2, I think. But in the Scottish witch trials, there's a couple as well.
Because they were called sorcerers rather than wizards, weren't they?
Yeah.
It was more like it being
Yeah.
a sorcerer.
Yeah. I think I remember somewhere somebody was killed as a familiar.
Wow.
And a sympathiser. So hiding witches as well. They were killed for hiding witches.
And when was this?
So this was in Germany, it was the 1600s.
See, back then they would fear anything, wouldn't they?
Oh, anything. My segment, my story that I did on Unhinged, it was around the Scottish witch trials, because a lot of midwives were killed, not just in Scotland, but in Salem and in Germany.
Well, because the midwife was usually a healer.
Yeah.
And then the healers were then the ones that were seen to be the witches because they understood they understood plants and things and things, and how can you make them better? You must be a witch.
Exactly.
Go to them when you need them, but then persecute them when you're scared of something that's happened that couldn't be explained.
Well, it's the church putting the fear of God into people.
It is the church. A lot of it is down to the church.
Turning people against who these people were midwives.
Yeah.
Some of them. So that's what me Unhinged is about. I think it's what's it called? Midwives versus witches or something.
I'll be honest with you, I've not listened to a single Unhinged. I want to.
Some
Just
of these
finding
ones
the
are really
time.
good.
Just finding the time.
There's a recent one about Byford Dolphin, which was a big disaster at sea with regards to saturation divers, and I've put like loads of sound effects in there. So good.
I'm going to download some Unhinged, and I'm going to listen to you on my flight. You're going to accompany me all the way to Gran Canaria.
Oh, my dulcet tones.
You remember the time I told you that I heard you? Do you remember?
Yeah!
For God's sake, sitting in traffic and all I could hear was Vic. I was like, what? What? Where is she? And the person in the car next to me in the traffic jam.
Yeah.
Sitting there listening to you on their radio in the car.
It's happened loads. I had somebody saying they were in the gym and the person next to them. Yeah.
Do you know?
Do you know? So anyway, was there anything else I want to say about witches in Germany? Because we fucking went off on one there completely, didn't we? No, not really. Just that I like the fact that in Germany, they're not just like making like a museum out of the witch trials like in Pendle and Salem. They turned something so really horrendous
into a celebration.
A big celebration.
It's almost like in memory of the people that died.
It is, absolutely. And I love that.
Yeah, I do.
That. It's Germany all over.
And the dance, when you see the dance when
the dance
they do
is
it.
really good.
Really good, because it's a proper sort of like dark sort of like music.
The stamping the feet and the banging the broom and the
turning,
dancing round it. And it's so good. So good. Look it up if you haven't seen it. It's really, really good. Right, so I'm going to move on to a little lady lobotomy. I could have gone on, but we've gone on long enough. And I wanted to do my lady lobotomy. There's just a little nod to the witches in Germany. Right. I like this one. Dear Lady Lobotomy, I've been chatting to someone on FetLife and we're getting on rather well. Talking limits, kinks, the usual. But I've got a bit of a thing for body odour and I've no idea how to drop that into conversation without sounding like a complete creep. It's more of like the primal post-scene sweaty kind of attraction rather than anything extreme. Do I just say it outright as one of my preferences, or is there like a different way to bring it up? I don't want to kill the vibe before we've even met. I've heard you talking about it on the pod, so I thought I'd ask. Thanks.
So this person likes body odour?
BO, like armpit BO by the sound of it.
Okay.
How would you feel about that? If you somebody wanted to play with you or whatever, well, you don't do that, but wherever, and they said, oh, you know what, don't have a wash because I really like the smell of sweaty armpits. What would you say?
I couldn't do it.
Couldn't you?
No.
You'd have to be smelling fresh.
I have to smell fresh. That's my
your
personal
thing.
preference. Yeah.
What if, bit personal, but what if, you'd been working a bit hard and, all of a sudden you've got a little bit pongy and your partner went, oh, really like that. Would it bother you?
If it's my partner, no.
No. But if something that you didn't know, maybe. I'm not saying that happens anymore because obviously married man, but back in the day.
So back in the day, I'd probably be more mortified than...
Would you?
Yeah, because that I hadn't smelt it on myself and dealt with it. If they are into it and I'm into them, then I'd probably go with it for that moment.
Okay.
But I probably wouldn't want to repeat
Wouldn't
it.
want to repeat.
No.
No.
I don't
So-
like body odours and
No.
I don't want to smell.
Okay. Well, I'm the same. I wouldn't want to smell. But, you know, if Jim suddenly said, like, bit funky there after our sesh, gives a whiff, I'd be like, okay. I wouldn't be like, oh, yeah, go on. It turns me
Yeah,
on,
it doesn't
you
turn
being
me on.
turned
No, it
on
doesn't.
by it.
Yeah, it doesn't turn me on.
But, you know, if you wanted to do it, I'd be like, yeah, fill your boots, I'll just lie here. Have a good old sniff if you want. Wouldn't do anything for me. But if he liked it,
So
afterwards...
Well, you're saying afterwards, but I mean, in the days when I was single, if somebody, I was on a date or something like that, and then that person sort of like, you know, we got a little bit sort of like
Saucy.
close, yeah. And then they went, oh, you've got a bit of BO, and I love it. And they started to really sort of like go for me. I'd probably just lie there and take the ravishing.
Would you?
Yeah.
In your younger days, but now you're a bit more self-conscious.
Now I'm a bit more self-conscious. Yeah.
Yes.
And I, you know, because as you get older,
Yeah.
you know, so no, I don't. I mean, it's funny, isn't it? Because what's on the TV nowadays as well? Body deodorant for everywhere.
Everywhere?
It's like, when did that come a thing?
Bikini line, body,
Bum,
stuff.
groin, you know, it used to be a bit like that and and that was it, wasn't it?
Thing is, though, putting these products on yourself, though,
Can't
it's
be good.
No, I mean, in those areas, you're not supposed to put deodorant and stuff like that. I think it's going to cause more problems.
And a lot of people, they like to lick armpits and things, don't they? Right? And other areas.
Yeah.
Right? And have you ever licked an armpit that's got deodorant on it?
Yeah, it's not nice.
It's
not
nasty.
nice.
So why would you then lick somewhere else that's got it on it?
No. I'd rather just have a wash.
Have a wash and be fresh without any
This
product.
is why me and Jim, TMI, this is why me and Jim can't really do spontaneous sex. One, I'm too busy and I need to plan it in. Because if I don't plan it in, it will not happen. Because there's always something that needs my attention. So if we plan it in, then I know that I've got till that time to get shit done. And if it's not done by then, it's not getting done till later.
Yeah.
And obviously we put 4 or 5 hours aside. But also, both of us like to be like properly clean and.
Well, it's the same with T and I, as you
prepped.
can probably imagine. You know, we can't have really spontaneous sex
No.
because it can get a bit messy
Well,
and horrible.
similar prep. So we don't have spontaneous.
No.
And over the years, I could probably count on 2 hands. To be honest, it's been spontaneous in that sense.
It never ended well.
No. So you know, we wash, we prep, and all that. It's all fresh as a daisy. Not at the end of it, but by then you don't give a shit.
No, you don't give a shit then.
But yeah. So anyway, back to
So
our guy
back
who
to the
likes
problems.
sweat.
Yeah. So he's basically saying then.
He's chatting to somebody, they're getting on, they're talking limits, they're looking like they want to meet. He's saying he's really into it, it's his thing. Does he just like drop it into conversation? Or is it just like a creep? Or is it something that he just like puts it off for now and brings it up later on?
No, I'll drop it in.
Yeah.
I'll drop it in. You've got to be honest with the person that you're talking to. You've got to let them know all the facts and let them make their decision about that. And if they're happy to do that, then it's fine. If they're not, then if they say no, I'm not prepared to do that, and you still want to play and engage with them, then you put your little fetish aside and go with that.
Yeah.
You go with their decision. And then in the future, they know about it, they may change. But on the first time or anything like that, I'd say be open and honest. But if they turn that down, then take it on the chin.
Yeah, absolutely. So the whole thing, your kink is not my kink, but your kink is
Yeah,
okay.
I've heard you say that, yeah.
So just because I'm into whatever, I then can't, just because I've disclosed that to my partner, I would not expect them to also be into it.
No, exactly.
But I'd still disclose.
Yeah.
You know, unless it was so really weird. So I don't think there's anything wrong with this guy saying, do you know what, it's probably not your thing, but I've got a thing for sweaty armpits. I'm not saying you need to have sweaty armpits, but if you ever did at any point, don't worry about it because I quite like it. I'd be saying something like that. I wouldn't make it into a thing. I'd just like drop it in when they're talking about preferences and kinks and everything anyway, because it sounds like they're up to that point. It says that they're up to this point. Then I'd just drop it in one of their conversations, like, oh, I've got a bit of a weird one. Have you got any weird kinks? I'll tell me mine. I'll tell you mine if you tell me yours.
Exactly.
That kind of thing. It doesn't mean you want to go ahead and expedite it. It just means that you've shared it, and it might come up at some point. You might go, got a bit of a whiff on, do you want to have a little smell? That kind of thing. But she didn't know that. She's not going to offer it up.
No, exactly. It's like, it reminds me of a time when, before I met T, and I was sort of like, out there, and I was on the apps, so to speak. They'd only just been launched by then, obviously. Because we've been together 22 years now.
Oh,
congratulations.
You like him then?
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
So I remember a conversation that I had with someone on there who was looking to hook up, and he basically said, would you sit on my face with a dirty bottom and
I couldn't.
fart?
No, I just couldn't do it.
I blocked him.
No.
That's like, no, not for me. Go and find whoever you want. But at least he was open and honest about what he wanted.
Yeah.
But I just could not go with anyone that was into that. That's not my thing.
No, scat's not my thing.
No.
But
it wasn't scat. It was
just
fart.
I know, but if you've got a
and
dirty
bum. Yeah,
hole,
what he's on about is...
There's going to be poo particles.
Exactly. Yeah, no. Not my thing.
If it's a dirty bum hole, then it's not like, you've wiped and it's clean, and then when you fart, a poo particle comes out. What he means is that it's not quite clean.
Yeah.
And then you fart, it's like, poo particles.
Yeah, he wants the whole lot, and it's like, no, that's not me. But the farting and all of that, no. So I took the decision that we hadn't met. It was nothing like that. It was literally an app. I just clicked block, and that was it. I moved on.
Yeah.
Right. He was open and honest with me, and I was open and honest with him in the fact that I went, see you later.
Yeah.
Right. That's fine. With that situation, just if you're having a conversation with them, just be honest. What's the worst that can happen? They can say, no, you're not for me. Go and find someone else who may be open to it. But if they're not, take it on the chin. If you want to play with that person and go with what they're comfortable with.
Do you know what? I think if this is a vanilla relationship, it might not be something that you bring up straight away. It's something that you might creep into conversation, maybe.
Yeah, but you're talking about
these are
BDSM
already
type
into kink.
Yeah, and they're talking
They're already
about...
talking limits
Yes.
and kinks and stuff. So I don't see any reason why you shouldn't bring it up, because there's going to be other kinks that you're into that the other person isn't.
That's right.
That is all about when you're talking limits and kinks is establishing what
Chewing
you're both
toenails
into.
or something like that.
Exactly.
I mean, just like...
So, this might not be the only kink that this person might not be into. It's all just part of the process. So I think actually in a really good position to chat about this and get it out there now. You haven't got to wait till further on down the line.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So good luck and happy sniffing if it happens. Right, so I'm going to finish on a little fetish factoid. It's not like a dead extreme one, and it hasn't got a fancy name. I'm just going to bring it up because it's a little bit different.
Okay.
So, do you know?
The Muffin Man.
I told you how camp he was doing this. Okay, do you know what inflation fetish is?
Inflation fetish. Well, inflation. Well, it depends on which concept you. Inflation. So obviously blowing up. So fetish of people who like gas in their body.
No. See, this is what other people think. It's actually inflation with saline. It's with fluid. So, I have actually done this.
Right, that doesn't surprise me, Vic.
And I've taught people how to do it as well. It's very dangerous, and so you shouldn't do it unless you're being taught properly. So, there are some absolutely fucking crazy, love you, guys out there who like to have the scrotum inflated with saline. Sorry. Spit it in there. not expecting that.
You waited till I took a drink and then... You bitch. Fucking hell.
Timing was perfect, wasn't it?
God, I'm crying. You were saving that, weren't you? You've been saving that one just for me, haven't you? I mean, honestly. I'm steaming up now.
So,
God's sake.
would you allow somebody to inflate your scrotum with saline?
No. No.
Why do you think people do this?
Well, I'm just going to say they're fucking weird. That's why.
So,
Why would you do that?
it's done for sensation, mainly. It's tight and a pressure in your scrotum. And apparently, when it's gone, it feels a lot better. It's like that weightlessness, it feels a lot better. But it's a sensation of tightness. People quite like to maintain it as well. And then have the balls flicked. Oh, sorry. Visual transformation. Some people like to look like they're deformed in that way. They've done something so extreme.
Yeah.
It is a form of body modification as well for some people. They want to look extreme, so they might actually go on the likes of Pornhub or Adult Works, or just have photos taken of a lot of saline in the scrotum. It looks so extreme, and some people get off on body parts that look very different to how they should. Scrotum, when it's not inflated or enlarged because they're full, they're quite wrinkly. They've got a lot of stretch in them, haven't
Yeah,
they?
of course they have.
So when you're inflating a scrotum with saline, they can actually inflate quite large before it becomes uncomfortable. And that for me was something that it took a little while to get past, because I had to put quite a lot in there for it to have the effect they wanted. And because it stretched so much, it took a lot.
How'd you take it out?
Okay, so it normally reabsorbs.
Oh, it takes a while then.
Yeah, so this is one of the very few fetishes where they have a lasting effect for quite a while. And so if anybody's interested in this, you only start with a small amount at first and see how long it takes your body to reabsorb and how it feels. You don't want to go for like a litre of saline, not that you really should be, straight away.
A litre?
Yeah. Because you don't know how long it's going to take to reabsorb. And I mean, how'd you fit it in your fucking pants? Just walk around in pyjamas for a week. You would though, wouldn't you? Be walking around, you'd be riding a horse. Like fucking balls swinging against your legs. Who was the Viz character years ago?
Oh, I don't know. I never read it.
Bobby Big Balls or something
I
that.
never read Viz. My brother did, but I didn't.
There's a character in Viz, and his balls are so huge he has to cart them around in a wheelbarrow. It's like that character. So you should at least start with a small amount just in case, because your body might not absorb it correctly or in a timely manner.
God.
You'll be left with like fucking big massive balls for ages. Also, women have inflated their breasts as well, their breast tissue.
That's got to be dangerous.
It is a bit more dangerous, yes. It doesn't, if you know what you're doing, it doesn't necessarily damage the structures, but if you don't know what you're doing, it really, 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 really can. And I mean, it can't be done with somebody who's got implants already.
No. Well, last thing you want to do is pierce them.
Exactly. So there's quite a lot of risk involved in inflation fetish. And I'm not going to go into too much detail of how it's done, because I don't really want you to go and do it unless you're being taught.
What was it I saw? So I don't know if you know about this, but people putting Botox in their wing wang as well.
Why?
Because apparently it makes it look bigger.
No.
No, it does.
No, I know, but what? You don't know what long-term effect it's going to have.
No, Botox.
It's going to drop off.
But apparently it helps them keep a hard on longer and stuff like
Just
that.
take a fucking blue pill.
Yeah, but it's like, why do this to yourself?
No. If I had a penis, I would not be doing anything like that to it. I probably wouldn't even get it pierced, you know.
No, I wouldn't. Well, I haven't. I wouldn't. I haven't.
I had a pierced clit for ages. It was great. Loved it. Then I forgot what it was like to not have a pierced clit, because I had quite a long bar. I never ever took it out because I quite liked it. And then I took it out one day. I'm like, why have I had this piercing for so long? It was so much better without. It's much more dynamic without a piercing. Let's put it that way.
Is it more sensitive now it's been pierced?
Yeah.
Though?
No, because it's actually the hood that gets pierced,
Right.
not the actual clit itself. But because it's on the hood, you have a bar, it slides down and over. But nowadays, sorry, I know you're a gay man, don't really want to hear about this, but not everybody out there is a gay, and you do want to hear about it.
Yeah, it's fine.
Sauce! Sucky toys for clits.
Yeah. Oh, I like those though. They're cute.
They are cute. When you've got a clit piercing, it won't fit in the toy.
Right.
You have to take it out. So it's not practical for the toys that we have nowadays. And once it's out, I didn't want to put it back in again.
No.
Ah, fuck it. So I left it. Yeah.
Because you want to use the toy more.
Bloody brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So I'm not going to go much more into that because I don't want anybody to practice and have a go without being taught.
No, don't try this at home.
All I will say is there's an infection risk with this, whether you know what you're doing or not. Even if your equipment is totally sterile, there's still a risk there. Bacteria can be introduced under the skin, no problem at all. You don't want necrotitis. And also people have developed cellulitis from this, which is a very deep skin infection. You often see it in legs, cellulitis or buttocks. And it can spread really quickly and it can become necrotizing fasciitis. And the first thing that will drop off is the thing that has been inflated. So your scrotum will drop off. So, on that scrotum dropping off bombshell.
Well, to me, it's just a load of bollocks, isn't it?
Hey,
ba-bum.
We're gonna go. So, Kev, over to you.
Okay, so if you're binge watching, put the kettle on. If not, she'll see you next week. No, I got that wrong. I missed it. Oh, fuck. Don't put that in.
I am totally putting
You
it
are,
in.
aren't
I
you?
am.
You're going to put it right. If you
Go on.
binge watch it and put the kettle on, she'll see you in 5. If not, she'll see you next week.
Oh, is it be all deflated because you got it wrong?
Ah, I got it wrong, didn't I?
Should we do it together?
Do you want to?
Yeah.
Go on,
Ready?
then. Yeah.
So, if you're binge watching, put the kettle on. We'll see you in
next
5. If not,
we'll
see you next week.
And there we have it. Another day made better by listening to the creators of chaos. Thanks for dropping by, and if you enjoyed the show, we'd really appreciate you sharing your love for the Pad to Sell podcast with your friends. Don't forget to give us a follow on our socials, maybe leave us some 5-star reviews, and feel free to send us an email to medic@thepadsellpodcast.co.uk, or even interact with us on Facebook because we love chatting to you. Be sure to stop by next week because, as Bowie says, I don't know where I'm going next, but I promise it won't be boring. Catch you soon.